Then 7, 8, and 9, evaluating these crazy expressions, following your order of operations. So, my order of operations, we do inside parentheses, then we do exponents, then we do multiplying and dividing from left to right, and then we do adding and subtraction from left to right. Way back when I was in school, they said, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Now all the kids are coming home and saying they're doing PEMDAS, which are just the initials for parentheses, exponents, multiplying and dividing, adding and subtracting. So, what does that mean? I want to start and evaluate inside the parentheses if I have a math operation to do. So here I have 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 is -1. Here I can't do anything inside the parentheses. It's already just a -1. So what I want to do is get it down to one number in the parentheses. Now I want to do my exponents. So here I have a -1 that's squared. -1 times -1 is a +1. This minus sign is just going to come down in front of that. Here I also have an exponent. -1 times -1 is a +1. Again, that minus sign is just going to come down right in front of it. I then have a times 3 on the end that I haven't done yet. So following my order of operations, now I have to do multiplying and dividing. Right here I have multiplying. You can either think of this as a subtraction sign, and this is 1 times 3, or you can think of this as -1 times 3. In either case, I'm going to have -3 when I bring that down, right? So now I can do my adding and subtracting. A -1 minus a 3, add and keep the sign, I get -4. Now again, I strongly suggest after you do it on your paper, grab your calculator and punch it in just like it looks, or as close as you can on your calculator. So, the negative sign, parentheses, 2 minus 3, parentheses squared, minus parentheses -1 squared, times 3. Hey, you got -4. That's the same thing we got on the board. We
So we don't have to work these out.
You don't have to, but it's good to know. So number 8, if I'm following my order of operations, I'm going to do inside the parentheses first. Right here I have an operation I can do. -2 plus 4 is 2. So this becomes 2. Next thing I do is my exponents. So on the top I have 2 to the 3rd power. 2 to the 3rd power is 8. So on the top of that fraction, I'm going to have 8 minus 1, right? On the bottom here, I have another exponent. I have -2 to the 3rd power. -2 to the 3rd power is -8. So I have -1, a subtraction sign, and then that -8 that I got for my answer when I cubed -2. On the top, that's easy to do. 8 minus 1 is 7, right? On the bottom, what happens when you subtract a negative? When you have minus a negative, you change it to a positive. So this is -1 plus 8. -1 plus 8 is 7. So now I have 7 over 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Hey, all that we got 1 for our answer. Now, if you try to do this one on your calculator, you're going to have to do the top and the bottom separately. You can't just put it in all at one time. So you would type in the stuff on the top, parentheses, -2 plus 4 close your parentheses, cubed minus 1. And if you do the top and hit equals, you get 7, right? You would write that down. Then you would clear your calculator and type the bottom in. So -1 minus, and in parentheses, -2 cubed. And if you do the bottom, you get 7. And so then you can put that in on your calculator if you really didn't know what that was. 7 fraction 7, 7 over 7, and your calculator would tell you 1. So if you do have a fraction like that, you have to do the top separately from the bottom to get it in your calculator. Number 9. Following our order of operations, what do you think we should do first?
Your 4 seconds.
Inside the parentheses. So 4 over 2 can be reduced down to just a 2. So now we have 2 cubed plus 3 minus 4 squared. Following our order of operations, what's the next thing we do?
Your exponent.
My exponents. So I have 2 exponents. 2 to the 3rd power is 8. 4 squared is 16. Notice there's not parentheses or anything, so you're just squaring the 4, and that negative sign goes down in front of your answer. So now we have 8 plus 3 minus 16. So 8 plus 3, 11, and 11 minus 16, what's your sign? Negative. -5. Now this one you should be okay to put in your calculator because you can do the fraction in your parentheses. So you'd have parentheses, then the 4 fraction 2, close your parentheses and cube it, and then the rest plus 3 minus 4 squared. And you should come up with -5, right? So yes, these ones most of the time you can put on your calculator to check. I say try it without your calculator so you get used to the order of operations. Check it with your calculator before you put your final answer.